Hey everybody, welcome to the WWJ Writing Conference. So first, I just want to say how blessed all of us with the WWJs are to have each and every one of you join us today for our event. We are super excited. All of us have been praying for months over the event, and we are just so thrilled that we get to talk about Jesus and writing all day long with our friends and our writing connections that we've made through this conference. So welcome everybody. Because we've got the welcome party going on right now, I really wanted to take this time to go through the steps of how you access the conference for the day, what we have in store for you, so you will know that it's going to be pretty much a camp out in front of the screen. Hey, I'm seeing people popping in. Just so good to have you guys. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was answer Marsha's question. Hey, Marsha. I wanted to answer her question and say, well, what's the steps? How do we do this? We've made it where at the bottom of every one of our YouTube videos, you're going to go down and you're going to see the playlist in case you get lost of how to find, where to go. We also made a super simple link tree. I'm going to post it in the comments and you can just have it up. And of course, YouTube rejected your comments because I'm sharing a link. So maybe one of my WWJs can share the link tree. I'll share my screen. Hilarious. You see my arrow right there? So you will go for this conference guide. I'm going to throw it in the descriptions as well. For you to have. And our morning session is packed. And we are starting at 9 o'clock with London Lorraine. Guys, you are going to love her. She is actually in the studio with us right now. So you can just give her some warm love and encouragement. London is 9 years old. She's visiting us from California right now. She is a famous author, entrepreneur, and adorable. And she has a goal in her life last year to read 1,000 books. And that girl did it. Girl power, y'all. Not only did she read 1,000 books, she wrote about her story. Her book is beautiful. Just the illustrations, everything. I just love it. I have read it more than one time. So I'm so pleased to have London. We've got Linda coming with us next. And Linda is a literary agent, and she's going to talk with us about the do's and the don'ts. I will also say Pooja Chilakuri is a dear friend and a WWJ. Pooja is going to get us in shape talking about health for the writing life, because we have to have self-care. So we have to put in our well-being in this conference. If you guys know me, you know that's coming. Now, I'm fangirling right now because Nancy Nagel is going to be here. She is our fabulous keynote speaker at 11 o'clock. Nancy Nagel, what I would say the Hallmark Queen, Nancy Nagel has written books and books on top of books. Go check her out on Amazon. She has a new release that is coming up soon, and I've already grabbed a copy of it in pre-order. But I read The Secret Ingredient and absolutely fell in love with Nancy's writing style. It just spoke to my Southern heart. I'm just going to let you know. Love The Secret Ingredient, one of my favorite books. And then we've got Kathleen Sweeney. She's going to be with us from BookBrush. Actual company is coming to hang out with us and say, look at all of the great things you can do with BookBrush. And they have given us coupon codes for attendees, which is so awesome. We get discounts. At the Lunch and Learns, we have a variety of topics for you guys. These are going to be 20-minute lunch and learns. So I actually have already had a sandwich and a Nutri-Grain bar this morning, hoping it's going to tide me over. I'm going to be rushing to get food. But we've got Diana Needham that is going to be with us today. She is a brilliant author coach, And she's going to talk with us about self-doubt and overcoming those personal obstacles that we might have to get us on our path. Now, Daniel Talley, guys, you're going to love Daniel. Daniel is a dear friend of mine, and I'm so glad that we have him on the show with us today. Then, over here, we've got another health. Miss Valentine's going to be with us. Zan is going to be with us about breathing and taking care of ourselves and centering ourselves. So we've got a packed lunch and learn. Look at the afternoon. I mean, seriously, guys. The afternoon is going to be so cool. We are starting with Allie, who's in the chat right now. Allie likes to write. That's how you can find her on social media. Allie is going to start the afternoon with us at 1 o'clock. Then we've got Riley Cross. She's a sci-fi YA author. So I know Miss Covert out there, Marcia, you would be like, oh, yeah. And then we've got these three bubbles here. We have got Harper Collins coming. We have Jerry, Mark, and Victoria. The three of them are all experts with marketing, and they are going to share about sometimes one of the toughest things for us authors is marketing and promoting and social media. And so we are, I mean, guys, I've got my notebook on one side. I've got a journal on the other side for reflections. I'm ready to go. And how can I just say thanks enough, seriously, guys, to Lydia. She's going to be in the afternoon, and she's going to close us off. So we are starting with our baby girl, and her mom is going to close off the show at 4:40. So you got to stay around with us. The good thing about this is that if life does happen and you do step away, you go, oh no, I've missed something. All of these sessions are going to be recorded, and we will keep them in this 2020 file playlist for you guys. So don't despair. If you do happen to have to leave or something happens with tech or whatever and you drop, you just come on right back to us, and we're going to be hanging out all day. And so that is pretty much what our agenda looks like. And I want to draw our attention now to our Bible verse. This is our guiding verse throughout the whole time we've been planning and we've been practicing. This verse has pretty much been on my heart for a while. And it was right after the idea of having the WWJ conference. So I would love it if we could just pause, take a minute, and just, one, thank the Lord for our opportunity to just be together today. To be able to be on this platform and not only share our author stories and our author community with you, but also just to be able to learn from other people and grow, not only grow as an author or writer, but just to grow spiritually together. So I would love it if we could just pray over this verse today. So please draw your attention. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119, 105. All right, guys, I am getting off this slide. I just wanted to kind of show you guys everybody that was going to be here. So you go to that playlist for morning sessions, and you would just click each time, and the waiting rooms will be ready. And our moderators, our WWJ moderators, are these fine ladies right here, and they are the behind the scenes of the WWJs, and we're going to be hosting in the rooms, in the chat. So here's Pooja. This is Tish, guys. Of course, that is me. And this is Michelle. And this is Anne. And here goes Allie. And so here are our moderators for today's event. So if you happen to see us popping in the chat, you know that we're here to learn with you. And we're excited for this day. So we're so glad we could put this on for all of you guys. And I am getting out of my screen share so I can get just back in the chat. That way, if we have any questions, here we are. Awesome. I am looking and seeing comments. Look at that. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still the fangirl right now. Nancy Nagel is waving at us in the chat. We love your work. And we are so blessed to have you as our keynote today. I'm like, look at this. This is me awestruck that we have Nancy Nagel. Hey, Tish, love you. Oh, Nick's here. I can see all of our author friends. There's Betty. It's so nice to see all of this popping up. Okay, so I have like a Star Trek monitor system going on right now. And it's funny because I just looked over and I'm squeezing my cheeks. So I'm looking at the delay. There is a little slight delay from StreamYard. I just want to let you guys know StreamYard is one of our sponsors for today. And they are giving us coupon codes for you guys for trials. Oh, Anne said she dreamed about the conference last night. Well, let's pray that all the tech worked in that dream and it's all going to come true. I dream. Whatever that dream is, Anne, let's say it's a positive one. Oh, look. Betty is Allie's aunt. It's so wonderful to have family and friends here. My mom's name was Betty. That's a lovely name. But her middle name was Lou. So when my daddy needed to say something to her, or if he gave her a gift, he would put Betty Lou. Oh, yes. It was so easy. I'm going to tell you, Nancy, from the beginning, you can ask my writing friends that are here with me. They are my dear friends. They know that from the beginning, all we have been is excited about this and just so blessed. And doors started opening from day one. So I can tell you guys, this actually was easy. It was easy putting all of this together because when the Lord calls you to do something and you say and surrender and say, yes, let's do, the next thing we know, those people that are meant to be here for the day, they're here. And it is packed. And it was so packed that we were having people to email and say, wait, you're having a conference? I want to go. Some of my lineup for the fall of the year has been canceled, and I would like to be on this one. And I'm like, the agenda's full. I'm so sorry. But next year, can I put you on the list for next year? And then I just sat back looking at the screen going, yes, Lord, there'll be a next year. I see. But yeah, it is. One of my friends from California, she messaged me and was like, we're having a writers conference and it's a free conference. Now, I don't know about anybody over here in this group, but I've been a writer for a really long time. And I have not been to a physical writing conference. One, they're like that, sometimes they can be a little pricey. I understand why the organization having to get buildings. I get it. I know why people have to pay, to go to these things. However, that's not something that I've been able to do in my life. And I have a huge family too. And all my kids would want to go. So then you're talking about, nah, let's just rethink this. So when I went to the virtual conference in the spring, the next morning, just like Anne dreaming, maybe it was a dream that I was just so excited from that conference. I got to talk to a literary agent. I was like just super stoked about everything. The next day, I just felt it in my spirit. Have a conference, have a Christian conference. And I was like, okay, Lord. So I said, who should I invite? So I went right to the computer and I was like, okay, HarperCollins, sure, God. And I sent an email and I got a yes in 10 minutes. And I will tell you that I screamed and ran through the house. I was jumping up and down. I was crying and I was saying, Lord, see, I'm not going to cry. Y'all, I'm an emotional person, but it's just the spirit. But I said, the Lord tells us to do things. Let's just do them. Let's just have that courage. Let's be bold. And we are God's daughters. We are God's sons. We are God's children. And he has called us for a purpose and for a great thing. And so if you feel that urging in your spirit and you have that calling to go out there, make it happen. You can do it. And so, Nancy, when I say, it was easy, yeah, I see that. Jennifer's a force of nature to get all this organized. But y'all, it was like everything fell together. And I have some amazing author friends around me. Like, look at Tish. Tish was the force. She got all of our donations today. So we're going to have raffles every single hour because of Tish. So we want to give like a big shout out to Tish Bouvier. Tish is an author. She's a haiku poet. She's a dear friend of mine. She is doing daily writing sprints now, Tish. You got to tell everybody. So Tish is phenomenal. She's our Texan here in the room. Allie's another North Carolina girl. Yep. I just really want to say that, too, for Ann. Ann Barnes is here. Ann has been praying for this conference from the beginning. She has been riding it out with us. So excited. She's been one of our greatest cheerleaders. I just want to say thanks to her. Ann DeLaVue is here. She's phenomenal, guys. She is the writer on the rise. Let me just tell y'all. I have read her work. It is great. Her blog posts are up. You've got to go check out her blog. I'm telling you, when we build community, we sure do know how to build it. It's the Lord putting people together. And that's why building writing communities is something that we should all be working towards. Whether we're a participant, whether we have our own, we're going to have a phenomenal talk today by an author named Riley Cross. And she actually has a very vibrant online writing community. It's called Write Around the Block. And I'm a part of that too. And she's going to talk about writing communities and the strength in pulling together. And that's what we need. We need writing friends that we can just pray with, that we can celebrate with. And that's what we have at the WWJs. So the WWJs, Writing Warriors for Jesus, that came about. And I'm going to tell you guys, when 2018 hit and I got my first traditionally published contract, everything started blowing up for me. Like I started embracing the author life, going, okay, so what do I need to do? I understand that this has got to be daily. I understand that I've got to do this work. I got to start from the 0 followers. I got to start from 0 platform. And the more that I built, the more that I became aware that this is really just about connections, just about growing in your faith, just following the Lord's lead, and just having fun with it too, but also just rallying those people around you that can be your prayer warriors and your prayer support. And our WWJs, actually Tish, her and Ann were one of the first members of the WWJs. So Ann has been my writing friend. Okay, Ann is really good with numbers. Ann can remember things that I can't. She probably knows. It seems like we've been friends forever, though. Ann's from Georgia in the house. You guys can drop where you guys are from. I'm telling all their states. I'm doing it for them. But Ann was our first WWJ. She told Tish, and then next thing we know, we've got Tish join. I think that's the way that it went, guys. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But we're a small group of writing ladies, and we just love each other, and we love the Lord, and we love to talk about our author progress, and we share, and we congratulate, and we help to promote, and we just do everything that we can for each other. And that's what brothers or sisters in Christ are called to do for one another. So we are just so tickled to have all of you guys with us in the chat. I'm looking over and seeing a lot of new names today. I will say that when we organized the writing conference, at first I keep saying, well, the Lord, I felt the calling in my spirit for us to have this conference. Of course, it's going to be free. It's free. We got to do everything free for this, because I would not have been able to attend, for one. But two, it's about fellowship and just hanging out with the Lord all day. And we can be richly blessed by that. And then I was like, but what if people don't come? Like, here we go. Like, we do this, but then the Lord said, wait a minute. We're going to do this, and the people that are meant to be here will be here, not just the presenters, but those that are in attendance. And so when the ding started coming, I would get a notice from Eventbrite, from RSVPs, and I would go like, oh my gosh, we've got someone else, guys. And I would text the WWJs, or I would message them on Facebook and our Facebook group, and I'd be like, guys, we're getting people signing up. This is happening. And so we are just so excited. Okay, Anne's got it. Anne got our order right. So Anne found me on my podcast, and now Anne is a podcast host. She's interviewing all these fancy people in the world. So, yep. I want to know about Tish's coffee this morning. How many cups has Tish had? Tish is our coffee queen. Oh, Tish, let me see. Crazy storms. Oh, my goodness. What is it, 2020? Like, really? We saw that. Definitely prayers your way, everybody. Tish is asking for us to please pray for Texas, the people of Texas. Oh, Anne's already thinking about how we can promote next year. Yeah, that's the thing. Like with authors and promoting, I had an author friend. They messaged me this week, and they were like, if we could just write, and that's it, and then everything take care of itself, that would be great. And I was like, yeah, I think a lot of us feel that way about promotions. I am looking at the time. I am so excited. It's 8:52, guys. We have got London. I can see the box down below. And I am so excited for you guys to meet London. London was on my podcast. I got to interview her. And it was such a blessing just to see just this girl just taking over the world and doing her thing. And she has a philanthropy spirit. She does, books, like bringing in books for people that are at homeless shelters. Y'all, her story is so much more than I could just tell you in 7. You could go and watch that interview with her and be truly blessed. So, oh, there's Riley. Riley's here. Riley's going to be here this afternoon, guys. Yes, Riley and Riley, I'm telling you, online communities, this is how I've met my friends. Like, that's why when I think about people will say, well, you can't build true friendships online. Oh, let's cross that out. That is a myth. My closest friends I have met online through writing communities. So I am really glad that Riley is going to be here to get you guys going. Yep. Riley has her website up. Riley, she can drop that in the chat. Everybody can go check her out. And for Anne Wright's Inspiration, she said to please pray for people in Florida too. Now, Anne is a poet. She has her poetry book. It is out there doing well. And she just finished Shadow of Truth with our Nano. How many of you guys participate in Nano? We've got a couple more minutes. I want to tell you guys, if it wasn't for Tish and Ann, I would have never done Nano, and I absolutely love it. I did it in July, and I wrote The Sunday Killer, which is my new adult serial killer book, and absolutely loved the writing sprints. And we've had Sally with us for some things. Yep, Tish has dropped in Ann Harrison's poetry book. You can find that one on YouTube. Oh no, Sally. Sally said that her son and his wife are in the panhandle of Florida. Yes, we need to be praying. Let's pray, let's pray. Oh man, we got to tell you about NaNoWriMo. You got to check it out and join us in November. Tish does a lot of things too on her channel, where she does a lot of the preparations for Nano, but it's to write a novel in a month or work on a project in a month. And it really helps us get into a great habit of writing. So I wrote the novel in the month of July because of that rigorous routine that I was setting up with the Nano. But then I had writing friends around me. We had a cabin. Of course, I called it Cabin in the Woods because I love all things horror. And you can join that Cabin in the Woods with us. So yeah, we had the what is Nano question. Ann and them are like experts. Ann and Tish actually met, I think, with Nano. Yeah, it's fun too. And Tish had a party for Nano, and I won. I guessed the number. Y'all know I got to have a 7 in a number. And I guessed it, and I got a fancy Nano cup. I should have it up here. Sorry, Tish. Yeah, it's really fun. Oh, Nick is going to participate with us. Go, Nick. We got Nick with us now. So I'm thinking about just doing edits. I wrote 4 books this year, and I wrote a children's book, which is what Sally is going to be editing for me in October, because that's going to be my first one that I'm going to release next year. I wrote The Sunday Killer. I wrote The Fae of Averly, which is a middle grade fantasy. And then I wrote Bad to the Bone, which is a middle grade horror comedy. I think out of all of those, that one's my favorite. So instead of writing a new book for Nano, I think I'm just going to break that. Okay, 50,000, write a new book. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do edits and just run through and read and work daily on my project. So that's kind of what I say. But Ann and Tish and Allie, y'all all know me. Y'all might say, well, yeah, whatever, Jennifer, you're going to write a new book. We'll see. That's why I just let the Lord lead me to that blank page. And I just honor the blank page. I say that all the time. And I just let it go. So whatever it's going to be. But they do have a student version, Marcia, of Nano. And so my writing club is going to do it at school. We did it last year, but I didn't participate. I gave them the stuff and I was like, okay, students, do your thing. We've got just a couple more minutes, but guys, I see some lovely people now popped down below that I love. And I cannot wait to introduce you to London. So I see if they give me a thumbs up and say they're ready, I'm just going to go ahead and throw them up here on the screen. When they feel like they're ready to go. All right, guys, I am getting ready to turn over the WWJ Writing Conference 2020 to our sweetheart of the day, London Lorraine.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, guys. Welcome. So, thank you for inviting us to the Writing Players to Jesus Conference.
Mm-hmm. So, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's early over here. It's about 5:60. We don't even know, but we are super excited to be here. We love Jen, and being a writing warrior for Jesus is really, really important, and it's what we are all about. So why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Now I'm 10.
You just had a birthday. That's right.
Last year, I read 1,000 books.
Mm-hmm.
I read books to grandparents, his books to the kids.
That is pretty awesome. And like, how many books were you able to give away?
I was able to give
Over 100 books. So we have started together. We started a organization called London Learning Incorporated. And so the mission of that particular organization is to help children have community impact and leadership opportunities. And so London's been going around speaking to different kids about her first initiative, which is called London's Readathon. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell them some of the books that you read?
I read The Cabinet, The Body Book,
Biscuit and the Baby was one of your favorites. That was hilarious. The Day of the Crayons. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. There were a few more in there, of course, but those were some of the good ones. The Book About Nothing was beauty. I think it was really funny. I laughed. I mean, you definitely need to look up the Book About Nothing. Oh no, we're hearing that the audio doesn't sound good. Let's see if we come closer. Is that better? So sorry, you guys. Technical difficulties. Well, I feel like because we read a few books together, we should find out different books that you all read. So our job is to make sure that everybody in here gets to know each other. So we thought that we should play a little game. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. So is that better, guys? Okay, good. So the games that we want to play are going to give you all an opportunity to get to know each other. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Just in case you didn't hear, I figured we should just introduce ourselves again. So my name is Lydia L. and
I'm Lindsay Lorraine.
And how old are you?
I'm 10.
And
I read 1,000 books.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite color is turquoise.
Turquoise. Yeah, it used to be a lot of different things. And so now we are at turquoise. And you started what?
I started this the whole thing from the start of the year.
Last year, at the beginning of the year, London and I were having a conversation. And how did it go?
I will take you to South Africa if we read 1,000. Nope, 100 books.
I meant 100, but I slipped and said 1,000. And then what happened?
I read 1,000 books a year later. I read 1,000 books a year later. So
in the process of reading these books, you did some research. And what did you find out?
I found out that some people read their own books.
Okay. And so then what did you do?
So then I decided to read books and donate them to the kids who read.
So London decided that she wanted to donate a book to just a couple kids? A lot of kids, every kid actually, who's never owned a book before. So we have donated so far, how many? Over 100 books. And with COVID, we were able to donate books to some of the community organizations that while it is that they were giving food baskets, what did we do? We gave books, because if the families needed some help and support with food, we figured that they probably had some kids. And so we thought, they probably need some books. So the name of your organization is called what? London Learning Incorporated. It is a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, and so authors send us children's books that we are able to share with the kids in London. You speak directly into the microphone.
Okay. Is that better?
Is this better? Sorry, guys. Yes. Okay. All right. So London donated various books to different kids. Of course, we got to read a whole bunch of them. And then when we got to 999 books, what did you decide to do?
Once I got to 999 books, I decided to make my own book, which is
and it is called London and the 1,000 Books. Tell them a little bit about the story.
So it's basically about a little girl who has a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. Any parents out there can relate to that? That's us. And she starts from early in the morning asking questions. And so she asks a whole lot of questions. And then what is it that the mom says? Why don't you find a book about it? So instead of us asking questions, she's reading your comments, guys. The mom, which would have been me, said you should go and find a book about it. And so after the first question in the first book, what did you do? You had another, and then, and another one. And so that is where the 1,000 books comes from, because she had so many questions. So many questions. And so I figured, because, thank you, look, they're saying that they love the book cover. So because she has questions often, London has some questions for you all that we can participate in together. All right, so London, what's your first question?
So my first question is in the category of food.
So before that, what we want you to do is, when it is that she answers the question or I answer the question, you decide what team you're with. If you're with the mommy team, and I'm gonna be a well, pink. I wonder if you all can put, if you can put hearts in the chat, please just go ahead and put some. We're trying to see if you can do colors.
Pink, green.
Can you put pink and green hearts? If not, we might have to use numbers. So in the chat, let us know. Thank you. Let us know if you can put hearts in the chat. If not, then let's do number, thank you, number 1 and number 2.
Okay. And the book and the name of the book is called London and the 1,000 Books.
Oh yes, we can do. Okay, Tish, we see you. Okay, so Tish is fancy. Can you guys do hearts? I see different hearts up there. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. How do you put up the hearts? Okay, we're gonna, I don't know if we can chat. I don't know. Okay, that might be too difficult. Okay, let's go with numbers then. How do you do the hearts? If you can share, Patricia or Tish or Marsha, how to do the hearts, we will use that for the game. But while those instructions are coming up, one question that we want to ask everyone, yeah, I figure not everyone may have hearts, is, what's the question that you asked everybody during the London Readathon show?
What book did you read in your life?
Okay, so London is 10. And so the first question for everybody is to share in the comments, and let's see if London read some of your favorites, what book you read when you were 10. So when I was 10, while you guys are writing it, I read, ooh, let's see how old I was. I think I was reading The Babysitter's Club. That was really popular. What book did you read when you were 10? Yes, That was really popular, and there was like a whole huge series of them. I don't even remember how many books were in that series, but I read, oh goodness, I would spend hours and hours and hours reading those books. Ooh, somebody else said Sweet Valley High. Have you heard of Sweet Valley High?
No.
Okay, so Sweet Valley High is kind of like the Babysitter's Club. I don't see how to do the emojis either. 5th grade. Okay, so 5th grade. What books did you read when you were London's age? Which is, we got Nancy Drew.
Oh, yeah, I read that.
Yeah, we read a few Nancy Drews last year. Okay, what about, let's see, Little House on the Prairie? I think that's a show as well. Oh, The Wizard of Ozone kid version. Okay, that one's pretty cool. And I see Johnny Tremaine was another classic about a boy in the woods learning Native American stuff. That sounds pretty cool. That
does.
Okay, we got lots of Nancy Drew. Babysitter's Club and Nancy Drew, for definitely Babysitter's Club. Actually, they came out with tons of Nancy Drew. They came out with a
movie.
They did. So London just started watching that. That's on Netflix, I believe. Oh yeah, she loved it. She loved it all. So what is one thing, before we get into the game, that you would tell people about the writing process? What is one thing that you would tell them?
When writing, it's kind of like a test.
Uh-huh. And then you give it to the teacher. But what about so what about the writing what about writing is important to you? Why do you think it is important to write? So that people can hear you. Now, isn't that interesting? So why would you say people can hear you when it is that you need to write? What does a book do for you? Or what do you think a book does?
Information.
It does give information. And do you have to be there for the information? No. Where is it that so when you have a book and you put it out there, what is it that the book can do?
It goes to places.
Right? It goes to a lot more places than you're able to go to when it is that you are writing. And so putting out the stories, you see, share your voice. So that's what you were talking about, you sharing your voice and putting out these stories to help send a message to places where you might not necessarily be able to go. And so her book has gone all over the world so far, which is something we did not really think about when we started this journey. But she's famous. Yeah, I get to be her personal assistant. But it has been a really, really good experience because this book has helped kids get excited about reading. We get a lot of parents who ask me how it is that I was able to motivate London to read 1,000 books. But because she had her own motivation of finishing this goal, which was many trips to the library. I think I kept one of our receipts from the library. They're always super long. But also allowing her to get excited about various subjects, right? So if she didn't want to read a particular if she didn't want to read on a particular topic in one area, we would just figure out what topics she was interested in. Like what types of things did you read about?
I would do the past.
Yeah.
I would do science. I would do some holidays.
You read about a lot of people. What are some people you learned about? Louis Armstrong. We love him. Who else? Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah, we loved a lot of music books. Who else?
I also learned about
Mm-hmm.
Mariah Carey.
You learned about Mariah Carey? I don't remember that book. but she read a whole lot more than I did. Oh yes, I do sing. What about Michelle Obama? We did that. And she read a book. One of the first books she read was Brian Tracy called The Secrets to Success. It was a very, very forward and advanced business book. But when London took on this project, she decided, I need to do what? Why? Because you have your own business. So I think this is the time for the game. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? So let's do ones if you're ready in the chat. We're going to skip the hearts, even though we love the hearts. I thought the hearts was a good idea. So in the chat, if you're ready, everybody just put a 1.
This is the 1 team. That's the 2 team.
Thank you. As again, I get to be her trusty and faithful assistant. I'm for London. Okay, the 1 team and the 2 team. Thank you, Jen. Jen said she's on your team already, but we haven't even started the game. So as you guys, yes. So you're either going to put 1 or 2, that's me, in the chat when it is that we tell you our answers to the questions that we come up with. And we'll even give you guys an opportunity to ask questions too. So, and make sure you talk really loud, okay, so they can hear you. All right, so the first question is, remember, 1 for London, 2 for Mom. That's right, yes, 1 for London, 2 for Mom. So what is the first question?
It's in the topic of food.
Uh-huh.
So, the first question is, if you like pizza, write 1.
And if you like burgers, number 2. So, what is your favorite fast food is the question. And so London said her favorite food is pizza. What? Nobody likes burgers? Not one person? I'm a mom with 3 girls. Oh, awesome. What are their names? Okay, so it seems like the 1 team, I feel like, I mean, pizza, okay, fine. All right, that's okay. Because we're gonna, oh, I got a couple 2s, Tish. And I needed that point. Oh, you're having burgers? So we made burgers the other day with what?
We had it with Beyond Burger.
Beyond Burger. And how did you like it? It was really good. It was really, really good. Okay, so Madison, Peyton, and Courtney, those are her daughters' names. Say hi.
Hi, Madison. Hi, Peyton. Hi, Courtney.
Awesome. All right, question number 2. Here we go. We love to travel. London and I love to travel. What are some of the places we've been?
Mexico.
Uh-huh.
Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
London.
Uh-huh. Hence
Baltimore.
London. Baltimore.
Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
We've been to
Toronto, Canada.
New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Milton.
Uh-huh.
Saskatchewan.
Yep. Edmonton.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We also been to Washington, D.C.
So, needless to say, we like to travel. Oh, in North Carolina. We went to the Bluffton Book Festival. So, love traveling. So, the question is, I knew book in the making. Thank you. London in the 1,000 places. That would take some effort for sure, but I think it's possible. What is your favorite place, London?
Jamaica.
Jamaica is London's favorite place. And I'm going to say, I loved Cancun, Mexico. So if you love Jamaica, put a 1 for London's team. No, don't get excited yet. No, you don't know if you won. If you loved Cancun, Mexico, put a 2 for Mom's team. So 1 for Jamaica, 2, don't get it. No. We haven't seen the results are not in. 1 for Jamaica, 2 for Cancun. Oh, so far it is tied. You got 1. Oh, Negril, that's it.
We're still tied.
We are still tied? All right, so we got, I would love to, Jamaica, oh yes, Jamaica, is where you spent your honeymoon. One. Come on, twos.
Another one.
No, don't get excited. This isn't it. That's not how that works. We should put on some Jamaican music. One, twos. Oh, come on. Fine. It's okay. You won that round as well.
It's Jamaica.
Jamaica, we love Jamaican food. Love Jamaican food. So our family's heritage is Jamaican. And so London, what is it that you know how to make?
Dumpling.
She knows how to make fried dumplings. And so there are some other really, really, really good foods in Jamaica. Like there's a thing called escovitch fish. And we have saltfish, ackee and saltfish. Yes, all of those, rice and peas. Oh, your niece. Yep. Make sure when you see the comments there are about dinner coming. Okay. Thank you. Jamaica, all right, Jamaica wins. I mean, I can't be mad about that since we are from Jamaica, but I was just hoping that you guys, okay, here we go. We got this one. Your favorite animal. So, London, what's your favorite animal? A what?
Dog.
A dog. Okay, what type of dog?
I don't know.
Okay, what's the one thing? Tell them what you're trying to do.
Get one.
She's been trying to get a dog. I don't know if I can do it. It's just the two of us. So I don't know if I can. Yes, peas, rice, and callaloo. Oh. Okay, so we're at animals. So she likes dogs. I'm gonna go with cats. Let's say cats. So if you are a dog lover.
I love dogs.
All dogs. She just wants to, oh, come on. And if you are a cat lover, go with number 2. So yeah, you can.
I'm winning.
Well, it just started. Just give the results a second. Nobody. No, she doesn't deserve a puppy. I also love cats, but I miss my rent. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. Okay. You know what? It's cool. It's totally fine. I understand. Oh, okay, I got it too. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. I haven't been to either, but I'd like to go to Jamaica. You know what? I feel like this is rigged. It doesn't matter what she picks. Okay, this next question is going to do it. Here's the question. So one of the things that Mommy loves about you, right, is that you have a great relationship with food. Tell them about how you eat and what you like to eat.
I always drink water.
Mm-hmm. I did not do this, by the way, so I cannot take credit. Go ahead.
I like raw vegetables.
Uh-huh.
I don't really like fast food.
Uh-huh.
And I don't really like
food. This is my real life, guys. I don't even, so I'm trying to be like her when I grow up. I need to drink more water. I need to, we don't really eat fast food. I don't always eat my vegetables raw. So yeah, I think this is yeah. So with that in mind, we're gonna do our favorite vegetables. Here we go. So I'm going to pick. Is corn a vegetable? I feel like corn.
Starch.
No. Isn't corn a vegetable? Guys, help me out here. Is corn a vegetable? She said she eats dessert first. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's true. No, thank you for that. All right. So let's go. Oh, Jen says it is one. Yes. All right. I'm gonna go with corn. What vegetable would you like?
I'm gonna go with cabbage.
Nice and loud.
I like cabbage because it's so good with fish.
Okay, so pick 1 for cabbage and 2 for corn. It's a starch. See, it's a vegetable. Woo! All right, so we're getting it's a type of food. So we'll find it. All right, somebody said 1. Marcia said 1 too. I love corn when you put the butter on it, and you just or you can put it with a bit of seasoning. We eat a lot of corn in this house. We eat a whole lot of corn. All right, so I finally get on the board. Grilled corn. Yes, 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 and yes. Red cabbage. That's no, don't get excited. That's not it. And I got a cat. I got a cat as well. One for cabbage? Really? All right. Okay. I mean, it's fun.
It's really good with saltfish.
It's really good with saltfish, which
That's
is a
my
Jamaican
favorite.
dish. Yeah. So turnip greens and collards. Oh yeah. What are some of your other favorite vegetables? I see turnip greens. I saw something. You like cabbage more? Corn on the cob. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in an effort to get to know each other, because even though this is virtual, this is still very much connected, I thought you all can ask London some questions. What are some questions that you have for her or for the both of us? And we can see if we can help to answer. Corn one. I finally get a point. I finally get a point. All right, so what's your favorite part about being an author?
My favorite part about being an author is, well, how fun it is to actually read.
It's fun to write the book and to see the process. So we took a lot of time in a way with this, because this book that she wrote was actually her 1,000th book. So we were still on our quest to read 999, and I was her trusty assistant to try and get this finished in time so she could read this as her 1,000th book last year. And she read it on January the 7th, because we started the year before on January the 8th, which is her birthday. So she got to see the whole process, helped me with the illustrations. We worked with the illustrator. Yeah, and so it was a really good process, I think, for her to see. Okay, we have some more questions. How do you relate your writing to living for God? Oh, I love this.
Well, I'm helping people.
How are you helping them?
Some kids don't have books, so now they have information.
Now they have information. How else do you help them in terms of living for God? Well, some books can teach them about what?
God.
And what are some of your favorite books in the Bible?
Revelation.
Her favorite book in the Bible is what? Say it again.
Revelation.
Revelations is her favorite book. Do you have a favorite verse? It doesn't have to be in Revelations.
Not really. I don't know.
What about God has not?
Oh, yeah. The fear one.
So tell them that one.
God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and discernment.
So when I look at the whole experience and what it is that she set out to do, information is important, but connection, I think, through books is the most important. And kids now have an opportunity through her and what it is that she's doing with this endeavor to not just see, oh yeah, we can get information, but we can get to know more about God as well. So some of the books that we've donated have been Christian books. And so we are giving them their own rights to be able to see and learn about the God who has carried us through. So Revelations, we don't have a book on Revelations outside of Revelations, but she absolutely loves the book of Revelation. That's a great question. All right, here's one. Read that.
Oh, that one.
No, that's that one. What about this one?
Did you illustrate the book?
No. She did not illustrate the book. We had a great illustrator who really just took the story, and London was able to explain exactly how she wanted to look. I think the character, if you look at the, let me see if I can find a better picture. If you look at this picture, you will see the B shirt. So she wears, sit up a little bit. Yeah, she wears the B shirt everywhere. And so that was an important part of of just her character in the book. And this is what the character looks like, and that is what the cover is based on. So how did you pick an illustrator is a question. Well, I got to be, oh wait, well, so picking an illustrator, I did some research on a few illustrators that I had seen. And then I just gave like 4 or 5 illustrators, I asked them for a draft copy. So I gave them the London's headshot picture for the campaign. And then based on how they came back, it was very important to me that the character was African-American since it was based on her, and that it had all of the likeness, right? So the curly hair and all of those types of things. And so based on how I felt they captured her essence, that is the illustrator that I went with. All right, how long did it take London to write her book?
Not long, actually.
No, we probably wrote the book in, okay, no problem. We probably wrote the book in a few, it was probably like a week or 2. Now, what took long was the process of getting it published. That was a learning process for me for sure, but yeah, the actual writing of the book, because she knew what the story was, it didn't take that long at all. So we want to thank you all for joining us, and to the Writing Warriors for Jesus Conference for having us. Bashore, anything you want to say?
Thank you guys for having me.
I hope that you learned quite a bit about, here's your copy of London. So where can they get a copy of your book?
Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble.
If you go to London Luray or londonslearning.org, so londonluray.com or londonslearning.org, you'll be able to get a copy there too. This has been awesome. We are so excited to be here with you all. And we just want to say thank you again. So if I leave this studio, I think it turns it back over to you, Jen. Thank you guys so much. I still think that the number 2 team won, but since you're so cute, I'll let, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, guys, if you hop back over to the playlist, you're going to be able to go straight into Michelle's room where she's moderating Linda Glass from the Heartline Literary Agency. So we hope to see you there. So thanks again. Everybody could put in the chat how much we appreciate and love London and her mom, Lydia. And we will see Lydia back here at 440 this afternoon talking about the importance of the Black voice. So please come back and be able to visit with us. So thanks, guys. See you guys next time.